I think the other thing that I find so fascinating about just the way in which we operate and how we engage online today is it's all about presentation, right? And so much so, we don't really hear what it is that you say, right? It's all about how you look. And that makes sense because it's like if you can articulate yourself in such a way, people are going to assume that you are intelligent, that you are smart, that you're trustworthy, right? That you got money, that you got it going on. Like, it's just crazy to me. Right. And I've even sat and listened to content creators who may be, I'm not going to say light skin because I don't really think that matters, but I'm going to say content creators who do have degrees and who do have academic prestige, and they don't really know how to have a conversation in simple terms. Right. So like everything that they say is like overly complicated and they're not very intelligent. And when you talk to them in real life, they really lack any type of real conversational, relational skills. You know what I mean? But they got a dissertation. You know what I mean? They got it. So it's like, why are we doing this? Right? Like, why are we doing this? We know for African-American people, first of all, we have to be honest about the educational barriers. Not saying that this isn't relating to Mrs. Bryant, because y'all gonna do what y'all want to do. All right. But I'm just saying the reality is that many African-American people don't have education from elite institutions. Right? There are literal barriers in place in regards to certain testing to get doctorates and certifications and all those different things, right? So like for the most part, African-American people have always been outside of that and it never mattered. It never mattered. So what is this about today, right? This is about our way of relating. This is about how we see people, right? And how we engage with social media, right? Everybody is incredibly reactive. Everybody is incredibly self-hating because if you don't have the self-awareness to come online, to engage with reality, to engage with this platform and your online platforms in a very specific way, you are going to be somebody who's incredibly self-hating, especially as an African-American person. You're dealing with wealth inequalities. You're dealing with beauty standards and white supremacist hierarchy, all these different things. So it's just like, yeah, all of it kind of just spills over on social media and it gets crazy, right? So if you don't have that level of awareness, you too are part of this reactionary, really, really like very heated type of ecosystem. And I also think, we're normalizing bullying again. I don't know what to do, but I think we're normalizing bullying again. We're normal, and you guys keep talking community. Nobody wants to be in the community with a bunch of meanies. Okay. Nobody wants to be beat up on, yelled at, degraded, muled. Nobody wants to be in a community like that. So you guys are constantly talking community. Nobody wants to be a part of your community. What you're doing is you're getting a bunch of unhealthy people together to commune, and they're going to be beating up on each other. Okay. It's not getting healthy. We can't have community if we don't have healthy individuals. Have a great day.